I think maybe we have almost everyone to join in. Maybe those can join in next couple of minutes. But what I'll do is I'll just take quick 5 minutes to introduce about what we do at Invention Engine, earlier known as Change Engine. Now Change Engine takes care of the non-profit side of us, and we take care of the for-profit AI investment in AI startups. I'll just take quick 5 minutes for the introduction, and then maybe Ayushi and Vivek from the Magicroll team, they can move forward with the session on how to raise money from the government, right? Uh, so right now we are also running a special group of people who are building through campuses, college startups, or maybe college projects who want to convert that into startups. So we are also running a closed community of a group of called as Campus Park under Invention Engine. So any of you who is building from the campus and not a part of the Campus Park WhatsApp group, Nigra can put that link into the chat box and you guys can join in. But a quick introduction of what we do at Invention Engine. Just give me a second. Yeah. So at Invention Engine, we run an accelerator program, which is 6 to 9 months of accelerator program for very early stage AI startups. So again, some of the startups are even at the idea stage where Magicroll joined us in our first cohort. They were at the idea stage, but some of them are also at early traction, MVP stage, or maybe have some early customer base as well. So we run the 6 to 9 months of accelerator program where we provide funding, work very closely with the teams over this 6 to 9 months period. Again, depending on the stage they are in, right? Spend uh, twice a week with them on various problem statements that they are solving right now. So again, if a startup is at a product stage, they might be going through some problems within the product, right? We do some brainstorming session, help them out with that. Some of them may be reaching out to customers in US, right? We also have a customer advisory board based out of US who where they can help them depending on getting the client base in US or maybe testing out the product based on the requirements in US. We also run few podcast and other leadership, thought leadership sessions, plus view few articles on AI on LinkedIn. And the third one is we also run an angel syndicate, which again is not an angel syndicate, but we also have a group of angels who come in and invest with us at ACE. So few of the companies that we have already invested in is Sonic Lamb, which was also featured on Shark Tank. Magicroll is one of them, which was part of a first cohort who will be giving this session. Others are Call Prep, Cheerio, Flowbee, Logout, Decibel. Decibel is in the voice AI space. Cheerio is in the marketing automation space. Flowbee is again LinkedIn branding for CXOs. Magicroll again, video editing. Sonic Lamb is a hardware technology. Right. So we have invested in around 7 to 8 startups in the last 2 3 years. Again, the program is featured in such a way that we want to invest in only few companies, only 4 to 6 companies every year. So again, it's a very close sessions that we want to do with all these companies and work very closely with them. So again, very close group, one are very selective on selecting these startups and investing in them. We invest around 40 to 50 lakh rupees in each of the startups right now and help them raise more funds after these 6 to 9 months period. So again, Magic Roll has raised another fund right now. Sonic Lamb is about to raise the next round. Cheerio is about to raise the next round. All of these are the companies who are raising the next round after we invested in them. This is our team. Varun, uh, he did his master's in machine learning and AI in 2007, which was unheard of that point of time. And he has built his company known as Aspiring Minds. A lot of you might know it from the very famous test known as AMCAT. He sold that into 2019, and then he's been doing some of the non-profit work as well as investing in startups. Sharon is a product person. He's been part of Spinny, Make My Trip, and various other startups, and helping us out in investments at Invention Engine. Shubham and we are other people who are helping build Invention Engine right now. We also have a AI expert community right now, featuring people from US and India who are helping these startups, working very closely with these startups on problems that they're solving and the AI companies that they're building in. So Love Varshney, who is part of the IBM research and now director at Stony Brook University. Professor Siddharth Garg is a professor at NYU. Anuj, Kuldeep, Varun Modi, and Vijit are other people who are helping us out as part of our AI expert group. I already talked about the Campus Park group that we already have, where it's a very close founders community of people who are building from campuses. These can be startups or maybe college projects, people building from campus. We're also running few grant challenges with all these startups. We already did one last month. We are also planning to do more such. This is frankly from the point of view of building a pipeline for us for the future cohorts, right? So we're putting in few early grants to the potential startups right now, and maybe if they show some progress, we'll put in early checks in these startups as well. So yeah, this is from mine, but I'll give a quick introduction about Magicroll team as well. So Magicroll was part of our first cohort in 2023. Initially joined us uh, when they were building something for the B2B industry. Uh, just let me stop sharing the screen and I'll just move back. Yeah. So Vivek and Pawan joined us at that point of time. They were building video editing for the B2B industry, and then we realized that uh, the market might not be the great for building for the B2B industry or educational industry. Why not see if this makes sense for the content creators, right? And then we did some research, found out that maybe the shorts are increasing and a lot of creators are coming up, right? And there's one segment where a lot of creators are putting in a lot of effort is editing, putting in motion graphics, putting in b-rolls, putting in other effects to increase the engagement over their shorts, and that helps them in monetizing as well, right? The more the views, the better the monetization. They created their first product, first version of it, reached out to few users, uh, got some feedback, and then they keep on iterating on their product. I think the best part from Vivek, Ayushi, and Pavan was they kept on iterating on the product and made it more refined. Meanwhile, they were also trying to raise more funds for the Magic Role, but again, like a lot of people are there, they won't be facing it. There's a larger cycle of which after which you can raise funds. Like once you get a good commitment for someone, again it takes 4 to 6 months of raising funds. And what they did tremendously great was to raise some funds from the government to keep the company going, right? They raised few grants, they raised few funds against equity, which they'll talk about, and various schemes that are very beneficial for raising funds at the initial stages for the startups. So I'll open the floor for Ayushi and Vivek to walk us through various schemes that they had applied through and what is the best way of going forward of raising funds from the government. Over to you, Ayushi and Vivek.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Jitesh, for the introduction. Am I audible properly? Yeah. Okay. Hello everyone. I am Aayushi. I'm the co-founder of Magicroll AI, as Jitesh mentioned, and with me has joined Vivek. So, when right now we will start talking about how we get grants from government, whether it's a dilutive or non-dilutive grants through their various schemes. And there are several pointers in it that how to first explore those grants, whether it is available right now, whether the applications are there, or let's say what are the qualifications to apply for those grants. So let me present my screen first to give you a flow of how to first explore those grants and then be able to apply for it in a right way. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, Ayushi, go ahead. Ayushi, it would be great if you can be a bit louder for the audience.
Okay, am I feeble? Just a minute.
It's audible, but a little louder would be good.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So every year government has a particular set of budget for all the startup in the Indian ecosystem, but they categorize it into various stages and various funding, which actually matters for the startups who are looking to raise grants from them rather than diluting it through some of the VC or any ecosystem partners. So when we categorize the type of grants that are available in the government or that is given by Indian government or let's say state government, there are four key features of it. The one is the non-dilutive grant in which there is no equity is taken and mostly the founder own the full ownership in that. The second is the lower interest rate debts in which it is a debt or loan which given by government in a various minute interest that varies between 2 to 3% versus the market rate which goes from 8 to 12%. And then there is also a sector specific focus, like either you are in health tech or agri tech or AI, and even right now in deep tech they are also supporting few of the hardware uh, organization or startup as well. Then there is the best part about these grants in which is non-dilutive is there is non-repayable nature, like you use these grants and then that's all, you don't have to again go to government and tell them where you have used those grants or anything, right? So coming back to the, yeah, as I mentioned, there is one which is a financial grant and there is a subsidized loan for it, and then there is a equity based grants. So equity based grants are basically an investment. It's just like a government coming into your cap table as an investor with a matching fund according to the what another VC are investing. I'll give you example later in the slides in which there are different schemes like Samrid, SEBI, in which they comes into your cap table with a matching fund and taking few of the equity as well. Major sectors that right now our government is focusing in the AI, that is mostly into the machine learning, IoT, blockchain, sustainability, of course, agri-tech and food, and then biotechnology also comes to the manufacturing and hardware part. And last but not the least is healthcare. So first you have to find what focus is your niche startup is and exactly where government is supporting you on that niche. So there are two types of scheme. First is a central schemes that comes from directly from government of India. There is MeitY Startup India scheme, which is one of their like most prominent scheme. And then they in state government they provide schemes according to the incubation done there. Like if you have incorporated in Karnataka or let's say in Bihar or UP, those government also provide a particular grant or let's say any dilutive fund for them when they are incorporated in particular state as well. So in funding categories there is non-repayable grants as well as subsidized loans and equity based grants. So when we comes to the central government scheme, there is Startup India Seed Fund. Startup India Seed Fund, I believe most of you have heard about it. It comes in 2 to 3 categories. The one is mostly for the grant part where they give up to 50 lakh of grant, and there is also debt for them in which they do the convertible notes as well as debenture part as well. There is BIRAC, which is mostly for the biotech funding, which they provide for maximum up to 50 lakhs and focus on the biomedical devices, diagnostic, many of the medtech devices as well. And my favorite is the Nidhi scheme, in which they have categorized into Nidhi for entrepreneur for residents and also for the pilot. So whatever stage you are, whether you are at pre-revenue or whether you are at MVP stage or let's say you are in early revenue stage, right? So in that all thing, 3 stages, Nidhi provide different schemes for each of them, varying on the amount. Like when you are very like pre MVP or let's say a pilot stage, so the grant amount varies between 5 to 10 lakh, and it can goes up to 30 lakh as well. Some of the state government funding, which mostly are prominent right now, is Maharashtra Mahafund 2025, in which they provide 5 to 10 lakh of grant, mostly to the early stage startups. And then there is a Karnataka Elevate. If you are incorporated in Karnataka, this is one of the grant that we also got. They provide up to 50 lakhs of non-repayable and non-dilutive grant. They do not take any equity, and also they provide incubation space as well. Then there is Delhi Venture Capital Fund, in which they invest up to the range of 10 lakh to 100 lakh, and most of them also prioritize women as well as focus on the some of the niche like fintech, AIML or healthcare. So right now I have given about how to categorize the grants, which what are the type of grants. There is central and the government, and then there is what are the stages at which you are applicable to use those grants. But when you start applying for it, there are some pre-grant requirements that you need to be fulfilled before applying for these grants, and it hardly takes 1 or 2 weeks to get these things done. The first is company registration. Your company should be incorporated. It should be having the GST certificate, all the necessary documents like MOA, AOA, right? And the second is DPIIT recognition. This is needed for mostly all the government schemes where they asked for this certificate, and also your company should be less than 7 to 10 years of old, and the turnover should be less than 100 crores. Some of the IP documentation that you will be already having if you have filed for the patent or for the trademarks and all, and financial records. Like this is needed at the end when they after 2 to 3 meetings they start going with your financial projections and everything. And make sure when you are incorporated, you should be doing with your quarterly reporting, annual audit, or milestone tracking. That is something self suffice. When you have incorporated the company, you should be doing that. So coming to the application process, like how you have to make the application in a much better way, right? So all the schemes that are available in the government, mostly they have a deadline, and mostly they have the timeline as well, that when that application portal will be open, right? So before that, make sure to find the right problem statement that they are giving. Let's say they are focusing on the education part, and your organization somehow does benefit government on the organization on the education part. Make your statement, problem statement, according to that niche that they are supporting, right? For example, Magicroll AI. Magicroll AI is an autonomous video editing platform that convert your raw video into an fully fledged autonomous editing video. Like all is done autonomously. So when we got a problem statement that your idea should be focused for the education segment. So here you can add, like what we did, we added when a particular digital like professor use the platform, there they have to edit the whole video, right? So they can use our platform, something like that, and they can use to record the video, upload it, and do it autonomously. That's one part. The second part, you can also mention how you are promoting digital digitization and digital India through it. And the third is, most of the government media houses, they are still using manual editing to publish on different media channels like Doordarshan, Akashvani, and we mentioned that with our platform they are able to digitize it, make it much more automated, right? So try to make your problem statement according to the sectors that help government improve, whether it's the economic development or whether you will be able to provide much more jobs. So these are few of the highlights that you have to take care. Then make sure whatever team of the startup that you are putting on the slide, like you have to submit the pitch deck, right? So in that you will be mentioning who are the team members. So make sure to have the domain, all the team members should be having the domain expertise in the niche you are building. All the complementary skills, if they are from some of the prestigious organization like IITs, NITs, or have done MBA from some reputed college, try to mention that, because that actually enhance your application. And then also mention how government will able to make get benefited from it. Like if you are able to make this product launch commercially, right, how you will be able to make money. And when you will be able to make money, at the end it will be also be advantageous for the government, right? And also give realistic milestones. For example, there is one particular grant that is giving you a amount of around 5 to 10 lakhs. So make a milestone of that amount as well, ki how you will be able to spend 10 lakhs in next 5 to 6 months. So that will be the realistic timeline, right? Instead of making it of 3 to 4 year of milestone, and in that you will be using those 10 lakhs. That's not possible, because whatever manpower, whatever operation or tech or hardware cost you will be using, that will be already be optimized or burn out in next 10 months. So create a realistic milestones, because these key pointers like strong team, how you will be using the amount, what are the milestone, how government is getting benefited from it, like socio-economic cause and everything, that actually enhance your application. Some of the critical mistakes: your startup is in AI and deep tech, focusing on a niche like media or let's say software, and you are applying for the scheme which is into totally focusing on health tech or hardware. So first find the problem statement and niche uh, in which that scheme is, or in which that application you are filling it, because it will be a waste of time and at the end you will also get rejected. The second is always have a DPIIT recognition certificate. Make sure if you don't have right now, apply for it, because you will be benefited for it not only in getting government schemes, but also in your taxation and GST saving part. And even when right now when we are doing a fundraise from few of the Indian venture, when we mention them that we have a DPIIT certificate as well, so that also give them a relevancy that okay, they are also DPIIT recognized, right? And yeah, unrealistic projection. Don't overpromise them anything. Create a milestone that is actually relevant for you as well to them, because in let's say the program or the cohort of the grant is going for next 12 to 6 to 12 month. In that, in a mid they comes for the they have a meeting on how the startup is going, how the progress is happening, right? So in that, make sure that whatever milestone that you have given, you will be able to achieve it, right? Last minute submission, that is something that we also faced initially. So most of the government organization, their applications are buggy, that we also agree, right? So you plan that today is the deadline and today only I'll fill the whole application. But many of the time it happens that at the last day the site gets broken, or uh, it's like it's not working, right? Because most of the people will be applying, most of the startups will be applying on the same day, and then the site will be not working and you will be not be able to submit the applications. So make sure you have actually given a week time in which you have applied for the startup, select the problem statement, and also set a specific customization on how you will be able to support government, or also be able to help in their socio-economic cause that they are also looking forward to that particular niche, right? And then comes the roadmap, right? For example, for our stage, we started first with the grants because we were building the MVP. So at the MVP stage, start with the DPIIT recognition and get few of the customer pilots. That is helpful for few of the startups like Nidhi Prayas, or right, like Image COE STPI, which is for VFX or animation, right? So there you will be able to get in when you're just having a pilot or you're just having the MVP, right? And then start with few of the grants which support you in the MVP stage. That time you have done with the pilot. Like Karnataka Elevate is one of the state government grant, or go for any other state government grant. One is for the iHub, that is in Gujarat, so you can apply for that. There is CIIE, you can apply for that as well, right? Now when the stage comes when you are getting early traction, not a very big but small traction, like around 10 to 15 customers are paying you, right? So that time you can apply for the grants like Samrid, which gives you a matching fund. And also at that time you are also raising, for example, let's say you are raising from any investors of amount of between 50 lakhs to 1 cr, okay? And then you have parallelly applied to Samrid scheme. So Samrid scheme is a scheme in which they match the lead investors up to 40 lakhs. So your lead investors has added has invested in you up to 1 CR. So according to Samrit's scheme, they will be also coming in with different amount that is maximum up to 40 lakhs, right? So in the Samrit scheme, there are various incubates that takes care of it. Like there is IIT Delhi, there is different NIT cells who go for these schemes. So make sure that you track those schemes, that which incubators are actively looking for the applications of the particular schemes, right? And when you are growing and scaling, you can move forward with the CGSS loan or secure an investment, right? In your series A time. So you can go for the loan as well, where government goes with a particular decent interest rate. So some of the critical precautions and best practices: make sure that apply for multiple schemes, not only for one. For example, the Nidhi Prayas scheme is also there, and Tide 2.0 is also there. So don't only apply for one and you're like, okay, I'll get selected. So apply for each scheme and through different incubators as well. For example, I have the Samrit scheme is also there, and there are different incubates who have opened the application for it. So apply for mostly all the incubates that gives or support your niche or your problem statement. That give that increases your chances of applying, and also try to get incubator support. Like if you are supported by IIT, NITs, or any recognized incubator, the approval rate for your startup increases. Even provide a market validation, that mention that you have done the pilot with these organization, we have with these B2B organization. If there is any recognized name, mention that. Even if you have filed an IP or patent, make sure you do that. And have a very financial projections for the next 2 to 3 years. Generally for the pilot, we say ki why we have to give the projection for next 5 years. We should give only for next 1 to 2 years. But when it's about government, they go for a long run. So make sure it should be of at least 4 to 5 years projections. Have a clear milestones. Again, I'm mentioning it because it actually matters. We started refining on our pitch deck for most of the grants, and when we make sure that our milestones are better, the conversion rate for us was much more better, right? And the last is, while you're pitching, the live pitching happens or it's online pitching happens, make sure you always focus on the problem statement that is aligned with that particular application or scheme, and also focus how the government is getting benefited for it. Because at the end, they are supporting you and they are putting money on your startup, mostly on how they will get benefited, right? And also make sure that you have the product differentiation. Make sure that you have done a thorough competitive analysis on, on how this product is better in India, and how it is better for all the competitors that is also outside India, right? Some you have to do milestone tracking, regular communication, and financial compliance. So these are a few of the things that need to be taken care. Because let's say you got one grant. For example, Karnataka Elevate is one of the grant that you got of up to 50 lakhs. So you will not get the whole grant at once in your bank account. There are two tranches. One tranches will be of 25 lakhs, and then another tranche will be of another 25 lakhs. So in first 25 lakh tranche, you have to take care of all the bills where you are spending your money, and all the receipt, all the invoices, all the pay slips, and even make sure the milestones is achieved, right? So after that 6 month, or let's say 4 month of time, they will again come and evaluate on what milestones you have achieved, and also go through financial audit as well, whether you have spent money in a right way or not. And then they will go with the second tranche. So make sure if you are spending a penny, it should be documented in your audit report or in your financial report as well. So whenever we are applying for any application, these are the 4 points that any specific applications looks for, like when they are evaluating. First is job creation impact, how you are impacting the job. So I have given this according to Magicroll AI, let's say for job creation impact, AI powered video automation creates job for small creators and content teams. Automated video editing reduces production time by 70%, enabling small teams to scale efficiency. So according to this, you can also customize your way of problem statement, which helps. So these are few of the socio-economic cause, like government use case. So government media production capability support nation building content, right? So make sure how it is aligned with few of the government organization, whether it's a media house or whether it's any tech department that they takes care of it, or whether it's in any, like if you are in fintech, so how it will help government to support you in that. Then you will be must be having a proven B2B model, right? How you will be able to work on those model and make your product much more customized, and how the technology can be scaled. Because after 1 month or after 1 year, you will be not be on the MVP stage, right? You will scale, you will make your product, you have to go with the GTM, you have to sell your product. So you have to show them the vision that how your product will be able to move into the market, and our people will be people, or any B2B organization will be buying the product or not, right? So these are few of the pointers. I haven't gone specially with all these schemes because there are multiple of them, but make sure that you have a particular grants data room. Like, this is what that I follow. Even after the call, if anyone needs it, happy to share that as well. I have listed down all the grants that are available right now in India, right? And even may have the link of it. So mostly in a month, once or twice, I go through these application and see when they are releasing their next application if I haven't applied for it, right? This is one part of doing it. The second is also make sure to have the resources of it. Like, there are various social media platform. On LinkedIn there are many channels, even on Instagram, like Reddit, Discord, there are many channels where they update on which grants are right now open in government of India, or let's say in state government. For example, let me show you two of my favorites. This is one of the website where you will be able to see which grants are right now open, the applications are open, and when is the deadline for it, what are the niche for these grants, at which stage they support, and what are the amount that they will be putting in, right? So try to be updated with these kind of website. If you have something, make a list of it. So this is one. The second is this Excel sheet. I have made one Excel sheet in which I have listed down all the important grants that are available right now in the market, as well as what type of grant it is, what are the what document we need to prepare, how to submit the application for it, what are the kind of evaluation and shortlisting that they are looking for, and then how long this grant goes, like how long this mentorship goes, right? So this is one. So try to have a tracker, or try to have a whole doc for it, where you'll be able to see which document you have to refer and which you don't. At the end, also the algo works. Like for me, I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I follow most of the platforms like India AI, MeitY Startup Hub, Bangalore Tech Summit, and few of the then FITT, which is by IIT Delhi. So these organization actually opens few of the applications, and they post it on LinkedIn or on different social media channels. So when you start following those, you will be able to get the updates there as well, right? That's one thing. The second thing is make sure that whatever application that you're filling in, the problem statement matched. I know I'm telling this again and again because initially we did a mistake with the problem statement thing. Like when they are focusing on education, try to tilt down to the education part. When they are focusing on technology and the AI part, try to tilt down to that part as well. Whatever your niche is, whatever your product is, if that support those niche, it's good to go with that problem statement, and which increases your chances of applications, right? And there is one also benefit which most of the which we have seen is also having a women co-founder, because government supports the startups in which there are women co-founder or there is a women employee. Of course, it totally depend on your startup, as well on your problem statement and how you're benefiting them. But you also, if you have a woman employee or let's say women co-founder in your cap table or let's say in your team, make sure to mention that as well. And the last but not the least, make your pitching much more related to the what they are looking for and make it much more relevant, right? So yeah, this is the whole walkthrough of the problem statement application. It's nothing fancy, it's just you have to be regular on how you are applying for it. You have to be consistent, you have to look through all these applications, and there is a lot of manual effort in this because you have to customize each application according to that problem statement. Initially we had one doc of इस क्वेश्चन के लिए we will give this answer for what are the use cases उसके लिए we'll give this answer. But at the end it depends on their problem statement, the application problem statement, and end up changing those answer, right? So it's not something you have to do once, you have to do every time when you're applying for different schemes. Yeah. So that's
Uh,
all. Happy to answer any questions that you have in your.
I'll just add the pointers, Aishi, little pointer regarding this. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Aishi mentioned in a very you know great way that how you can follow these stuff. But there are like specifically when you deal with government, there's something called, we call it jugaad also, you know, that you have to do back in the back end, and that is something I can explain. Before that, we'll just give you an intro. We are Magicroll.ai. Recently we raised from a private venture capital as well, you know. And last year approximately this time we were on the same position, you know. We just had raised one government grant, OCRD, which I'll by till now, like till November 2024, you know. So we would have, like, we had raised one grants, which I will recommend everyone to go and get it because it's easy to get it. And then we started this journey of, you know, getting into rigorous into it. And we were like, we right now having approximately 1 year of a government grants with us in a year, you know. So that is something which we started doing in Magic Role. First thing, as Aishi told, it's good to have a woman co-founder. If specifically, if it is a badass kind of a woman co-founder like Aishi, you know, like, which can, you know, pull anyone out. Secondly, right now we are in that position that we don't only have the government grant, we have a government as a client also, which is one of our biggest client. You know, through these stuffs, we have got them into it, which is Government of India, specifically Ministry of Information Broadcasting. So I'll tell you a couple of things which, while, you know, what Aishi told, keeping that in mind, you know, you just have to implement this in backend. First is, look onto the state policies, you know. Look onto all the state policies, or specifically where you have incorporated your startups, you know, and the other state as well, you know, because all they want is, let's say, some state want that you need to have an office in the state, and you can avail their particular offers. For example, Karnataka is having very good policy on the various part, not only the grants, you know, the PFU which you are providing to your particular employees, the workspace which you are taking in, you know, the marketing thing which you are taking in, they have the subsidized thing. For example, in Karnataka, if you are a part of, let's say, Elevate or something, even if you're registered in Karnataka, your every year the government support 50% of your marketing thing, you know, and it is having certain limitation, but at least it'll get you some reimbursement in terms of the marketing and all, you know. Like that, there are multiple policies which are upcoming. Like UP has, I think, launched 2 3 weeks back or something. I think Bihar has also come up with some policies. Delhi, of course, Rajasthan, of course, Haryana is coming up with it. So look onto the policies specifically, all the state government have the policies and no one utilizes it. That's the first thing. Second is look onto the STPI, which is Software Technology Park of India, which again is hardly anyone have heard about it. They have their COEs, Center of Excellence all over India, you know, catering different category. For example, STPI Lucknow is catering health tech, med tech kind of a product. So if you are a med tech, apply for STPI Lucknow. STPI Bangalore is taking care of, let's say, IT and all. STPI Hyderabad is animation where we are also part of it. And that gives you easy grant. And the best part about that is there's something called STPI Octane, which is by eight sisters of Northeast. And right now they only give that office. So STPI is having its own offices across the India. Okay. Third thing is look on to the educational institutions which you have, like let's say, and get very close, get in the good books. Specifically couple of for example, all the Atal incubation centers are given to the institutional education institutions. And it's totally depend on them that whom they give the money to. And mostly they don't give you money if you apply online through AIC, because they will like, hey, पैसा ही नहीं है हमारे पास, ये नहीं है वो ही नहीं है, ठीक है. If you have that warm connect with any AIC, or for that matter any incubator which is connected with government of India or state government, that can easily give you money without any diligence. आपको बस बताया भाई, अच्छा अपना ही लड़का है भाई, इसको तो देना बनता है. So something like that you need to do it. Good, come in the good connections. Like यार बहुत सारे इंडिया में colleges and institutions and they are just sitting on the money. And to second thing is they have to give the money to someone, because they have to show to the government that we have given the money. So get that, because that's what is happening with AIC. I'm not telling it is something which is happening 100%, but it's happening 70-80%. So get that particular thing, get in a good books of the institutions who are in AIC. Check the AIC all India, sorry, Adult Incubation Centers all over India, and get those particular institutions. Talk to the innovation head and all that. Get at least establish the relation. Let's say you want to get the fund probably, and why I'm saying this is government of India is now launching something. So somehow Atal incubation and all that, they got to know that it is not making that noise, or it's not helping the startup that much because of these mediocre, like people are coming in the middle. So now what is happening, which we also took it, and I'll tell you an example as well. That is the matching fund. So the government of India has totally tilted its the way towards the matching fund thing. That if you can raise yourself, let's say 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, the government will give 30 lakhs from their pocket as equity on the same particular terms. And that is happening. That slowly is happening to all AICs and all the particular incubators which are linked with government of India. So that is something which you can definitely apply it, at least get in their good books, get them notice you and all that. Okay.
Yes,
Now
and
fourth thing is,
also, yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, Aisha.
Oh, just when Vivek mentioned that you have to connect with these incubators or with these offices, right? Initially, you will find it hard that how I will directly reach out to these incubators or these officer. Attend cert. There are many events that are happening for these incubates or for these applications, like pre-summit. Like there is AI summit that is happening in 2026, right? Already uska pre-summit start ho gaya hai. So try to attend these events, be a good part, like search which people are attending these events and then start warm connect with them, right? The second thing is initially it will be hard for you via the application submit here and then it got rejected, but once you get selected for one scheme or for one grant, right, You will open gates for many of them, because there you will be having some connections who will connect you to that incubate, and then that will open doors for multiple doors. That happened to us. Basically, we applied for IMACU, then we got to know about Karnataka Elevate, and then only we. So once you apply for one of the application, then you will be able to get to know, okay, these particular grants are also there in the market, right? The second thing is, it's not only about money. Of course it's about money, paisa chahiye sare startups ko. But after getting those grants, or after being part of those incubates, right, you also get many subsidized benefits as well. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लेट्स से आप पेटेंट करवा रहे हो, अपने कुछ आईपी कर रहे हो या ट्रेडमार्क बना रहे हो, तो यू विल गेट अप टू 50 to 60% ऑफ द रिफंड. एंड वी ऑल नो व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग पेटेंट एंड ऑल, इट्स वेरी expensive, right? Even these are few of the benefits that we are getting from Karnataka Elevate. Even let's say if you are going outside India for any event, for any startup event, right, they will take care of 50 to 60% of your travel or accommodation part. And which is great, because it's very costly and they are actually taking care of most of these part. Then in the marketing also, they cover 50 to 60% of your marketing cost when you are making your product much more customized, when you're making your product commercialized. So it's not only about that पैसे आ गए बस सारा नाता रिश्ता खत्म, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. They make you benefit with these all things, and then they also reach back to you, okay, is there any help that you need from our side. They also have some of the warm connect with VC ecosystem. If you are raising fund, you can raise fund from there as well. And even for Karnataka Elevate, they go with grant, and then they also go with Kitwen fund also, in which you raise a very good amount of up to 10 to 50 CR when you are actually raising and diluting your like capital. So it's not only about getting a non-dilutive grant. There are various stages for different grant application and different schemes as well. So the first thing
And
is you have to get it explored. So we very active on LinkedIn, or we have a grant data room जहाँ पे आप हफ्ते में एक बार तो check कर रहे हो, right? Apply for it. एक बार में apply नहीं होगा, application submit नहीं होगा, but make sure that you should apply for it. And also when you are starting to apply for these schemes, there is also fund for each incubates. So when you are selecting the incubates ना, make sure कि उनके पास वो fund available हो. What if they have exhausted that fund, right? For example, Startup India scheme, right? So you are applying for 25 lakhs grant, and you have selected Atal incubation incubator from, let's say, Karnataka, and then have selected some IIT Delhi and all. Make sure to call them directly. Their numbers are there on the website. You just have to call them and ask that, do you have funds for the grant part? And if they say no, then don't select those incubates, because फिर क्या होता है, your application will get rejected, and then you have to apply after 3 to 4 months again, right, for that startups India scheme. So make sure you just छोटे छोटे pointers है ना, connecting with the incubates directly, as Vivek mentioned, and making sure that you have the application in right way actually plays a very good part in it.
yeah, and I think including Government of India, the funds are getting launched a lot, and even the state government is launching funds of funds, and that is where you need to be very active. That where exactly what are the where exactly these funds of funds are going. For example, let's say when we raise, so we raise through Samrid 2.0, which is one of the Government of India Ministry of Electronics and IT, and all. It is basically, it gives you the matching fund also. So the moment we got that particular fund, like we got approval that you will get this particular fund. Uh, we also have applied in some meantime another fund by another same kind of a matching fund domain, but by another what do you call entity, which is Genesis, another, not Samrit fund, but another fund. Now we got into both, एंड वी वर हैविंग दिस बैकअप कि अगर ये मैचिंग वर्ड ये वाला भी चला भी जाए ना किसी भी कारण से, बिकॉज इन दैट देर आर सडन टाइम लिमिट्स एंड ऑल दैट, ठीक है, तो हमारे पास एक और बैकअप है विच इज़ ऑफ द सेम अमाउंट, एंड इट थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही था. तो बेसिकली आई एम टेलिंग स्पेसिफिकली व्हेन यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ गवर्नमेंट grants or fund or something, it's not like once you applied and now you're sitting and देखते हैं भाई आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा, ठीक है. It's not that way. It's the moment you apply for one, apply for other. The moment you got one, apply for other. That is something which you need to keep in mind. And the last point is, get into those institutional VCs which are actively helping government implement this fund strategy. For example, Let's Venture. It is very active in, like, it is very active part of the central government policies. Although, so जितने भी panelists आते हैं, most of them comes from the LV, Let's Venture and all that as well. And state government में, कर्नाटक में तो सारे LVC आते हैं, ठीक है, panelist में. So get at least देयर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. एक आध दो बार उनके किसी ना किसी तो उनके किसी किसी पार्टनर, एनालिस्ट, सीनियर वीपी एंड ऑल दैट के साथ मीटिंग हो रखी होगी तुम्हारी. तो देन इट विल बी, यू विल बी हैविंग कि अच्छा, व्हाट, व्हाई दीज पीपल रिजेक्टेड यू, एंड दैट्स व्हाट देयर पार्टनर्स विल एक्सपेक्ट इन द गवर्नमेंट पैनल एज वेल. ठीक है, कि अच्छा दीज, बिकॉज दैट इज समथिंग विच you will get, because all these panelists which select startups are nothing but these venture capital panelists, जो कि गवर्नमेंट लेती है, उनको देती है ये प्रोजेक्ट कि यू डिसाइड. ठीक है, कि एंड यू गेट इन, लाइक कहीं भी अप्लाई कर रहे हो, नॉट द AIC, आई एम टॉकिंग एनी गुड फंड यू आर अप्रोचिंग इट टू. So that is something which will always be, that you'll be having that, अच्छा क्या फटा था लास्ट टाइम जब मैंने LB पे अप्लाई किया था, का क्या फटा अब जो we are doing it. Secondly, now government has started giving, started taking these venture capital into their funds of funds. ठीक है, so for example, we were having our own lead investor. ठीक है, and when our matching fund was getting delayed by government of India, हमारे लीड इन्वेस्टर ने बोल दिया कि भाई हमारे पास भी है सेम मैचिंग फंड, अगर लेट होता है तो हम दे देंगे. मतलब द गवर्नमेंट हैज गिवन दैट सेम मैचिंग फंड टू दैट लीड इन्वेस्टर ऑल्सो, विच कैन गिव इट टू द स्टार्टअप्स. सो दे लाइक कि हम तो दे रहे हैं, हमारा मैच उधर से दिलवा देंगे. तो नाउ इट इज हैपनिंग वेरी प्रोमिनेंटली. ठीक है, कि इवन इट इज गिविंग इट टू गुड वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट. स्पेसिफिकली you look on to these people who are these venture capitalists who are working very close with government of India. Specifically, let's say LV is there, IA is there. I think multiple people are there. ठीक है, एक बार you can have a look onto it. That is something जो कि एक ये I'm telling a back end thing which you need to keep on working on. ठीक है, कि एक तो जो आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो and all that, this is the another push which you need to keep on doing it, because this will hit something. This might hit your front end thing which you applied and all, and that's where you will get converted. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and we talk a lot about like tier one cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad. I believe आप में से कोई होगा who has been incorporated in tier two or tier three cities as well. And then you will be like हमारा क्या, हम तो कर्नाटका में incorporated नहीं हैं. We are incorporated in Jaipur or something like that, right? So there are many central government scheme as well which only supports tier two and tier three cities like Genesis. Then Nidhi के भी, Nidhi Prayas के भी there are particular scheme. They don't allow tier one startups to apply for that. So use that uh, factor as well if you are coming from tier two, tier three cities. I think Jitesh, we have.
Cool. Thank you, Ayushi. Thank you, Vivek. Maybe we'll take 5 minutes. If any one of you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. I hope Ayushi and Vivek, you guys have five minutes more.
Yeah, sure,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. Just a quick question from my end. I think since you mentioned that there's a lot of effort that needs to go while filling up the application, right? You are three founders. Was there any of you who was dedicated to put in these applications, make iteration on application based on the schemes as well? And how much time it usually takes from filling up the application to receiving the fund? Is it a long gestation period, or you usually get in maybe 2-3 months the process is done? uh, I think that would be useful for a lot of the audience who is there. How much time it usually takes?
So it takes around in a period of 3 to 5 months in which you have applied the application, and there are various rounds in which they iterate with your product and see how the product is. There are various meetings at different levels, right? So first will be your application scrutiny. They will first see the application, the pitch deck, and there are different calls, right?
Yeah.
Partners calls. Mostly the partners calls will be most of the ministries people only, or
Mm.
the civil services people who will be coming in the final call, right? And then after you get selected, then the periods will it will be very depends on the state as well, but mostly it will get between 2 to 5 months, max to max 5 months, because 5 months is actually we got delayed in the Samrit one. So mostly it takes up to 5 months since you have like filled your application. So that's,
Got
and it's one person like full time job. You mentioned, right?
it.
You have to be totally aware of what fund is active, which application or scheme is active. So one co-founder should have taken care of whether it's fundraising or whether it's getting money from the government as well, because most of the government grants, many startups are not even aware कि ऐसा भी कुछ होता है.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you have to explore that and assign one of your co-founder कि okay अब तुम यही देखो कि तुम्हारा ये काम है. Like other than what he or she does, make sure that you have that person to be taking care of the fundraising as well.
Got it. A lot of people were also asking about a data room for all these schemes. We at Invention Engine are also creating a complete data room of all the central and state government schemes, which includes the grants and equity-based funding as well. I think the beta version would be ready by next week. We'll also share that link with all of you on the email. I think we have the email IDs of all of you. We'll share that, and we also share the links that Aayushi had shared with all of you. I think we have quick few questions. Maybe we can take one or two of these. Firdoz is asking, I'm a 20-year-old building an electric car of 1,000+ kilometer range. What sort of grants can be best fit for me?
So if this is hardware, Nidhi Prayas will be best for you. And even if you are incorporated in Karnataka, if you haven't incorporated, make sure you should get incorporated in Karnataka, because right now, uh, in perspective of all the state government, that is the best one, which are providing much more of grants and schemes. So apply for Elevate grant then. Because they support
And also
startups.
STPI Mumbai or Pune is something for mobility, and EV
Yeah,
mobility and all. So can check and definitely can get that particular thing.
got it. Abe has a question. We are in 10th year of our incorporation. Is there will be a good chance to apply for the grants? We already have two grants sanctioned and utilized.
Okay, so Abhay, when you have almost two of the grant utilized, while you are applying for another grant, check if there is any condition that your startup should be incorporated, should be less than 10 year or 12, because Startup India scheme follow this, like
Yeah,
10 साल से होना चाहिए, but you have to check with different schemes. Samrit doesn't follow that, or there are many Genesis and all that also, if I'm not wrong, they doesn't follow it. But also make sure the eligibility, like if you have applied for Samrit, you are accepted for Samrit, then you can't apply for Genesis. So make sure that grant that you have already utilized is not a barrier for the another one. So try go through those conditions that they have mentioned before applying for the particular grant.
good. So Abhay is saying that I think he's building a new project, a new AI project. But again, if it is under the same incorporated company, then I think you'll have to check. In case it's a new company, then I think that is good enough for you to apply.
Okay. Uh, it's, hi. So if you are building in health tech, then yeah, government loves health tech or med tech products. So you can start with firstly Genesis is there, and then there is Nidhi Prayas, which is also there. BIRAC,
BIRAC, yeah.
which is mostly into health tech and all, and even
C Camp is also there.
C-Camp is also there. So I know there are multiple grants. I'm listing few of them, but make sure to search which of them are specially for health tech, or go through the data room. These are few of the grants that right now coming in my mind. Even if you're in tier 3, try to go through Nidhi Prayas as well, not Genesis as well, because Genesis supports second tier 2 or tier 3 cities. And make sure to also explore few of the state government grant, because recently they have come up with most of, especially in health tech. So if you're in health tech, med tech, or right now hardware, then there are multiple opportunity for you. Even FITT, you can also explore FITT by IIT Delhi. Mostly, especially for IIT Delhi, they are supporting mostly in health tech. And even right now, they have one application open for Kotak Biz Labs, which is into health tech, sustainability, mobility, and all. So check that out as well.
Okay, I think great. Thanks a lot. I think if any one of you have any more questions, you can directly reach out to Ayushi and Vivek. Reach out to them on LinkedIn. They're quite active on LinkedIn as well. But thanks a lot, Ayushi and Vivek, for taking this session, taking time out to take this session. I think for the last 1 year or so, actually, we are also amazed on the amount of funds that you guys have raised from the government, right? And eventually taking government as a client as well, which is quite amazing, right? But thanks a lot for taking out time. I think this is one of the things that a lot of early stage startups need to understand, that there's a lot of funds already available from the government as well, right? And it is not as hard as a lot of people think about. It might take some time, it might take some efforts of filling up the application, but uh, it is not that cumbersome or not that difficult to raise funds from the government. But thanks a lot, Ayushi and Vivek, for taking out time and taking this session. I hope the audience were able to understand and were able to get some insights on how to raise funds from the government. Thank you. Thank you, guys.